Hey everyone, my name is Kenny George, and this is Design. So, just to kind of give you a little background on me, I'm originally from Ohio. I'm going into my sixth year here at Meridian High School. I've been teaching for 17 years, got my start overseas, taught at other schools in Virginia prior to coming here as a visual arts teacher. So, I've taught a wide range of things over my career from photography, graphic design, TV media, web page development, robotics, film studies, you name it, all in the electives. But I currently teach many of the design classes here at Meridian High School. So just to kind of give you an overview of design, you'll see this flowchart on the right kind of looks like some of the options available if a student wants to pursue a high school career in design. So I teach the courses on the left, so the Design 1, Design 2, and then the courses, the IB Design and Technology at the standard and higher level. So you can see there are many options for a student to enter the design program and move through it. So freshmen would often take Design 1, Basic Technical Drawing. That's kind of a big survey of kind of the fields of architecture, engineering, and kind of construction, drawing, computer-aided design, fabrication, a lot of different skills kind of explored. So that's 9 through 12. It's a great option if you're kind of looking to begin your career as a student in the design program, or maybe just touch into it for a year as an upperclassman. Beyond that, we go to Design 2, which is engineering drawings. So that looks a little more closely at solid modeling, so working with three-dimensional drawings on the computer, and kind of some systems and integrations, so how things fit together, so working parts, moving parts, and stuff like that. And then at the advanced level for juniors and seniors, there's the option of IB Design and Technology at a standard level, which is 1 year, and at a higher level, which is 2 years, which has a couple extra extension components. And at those two courses, they're IB, so the curriculum, we follow the IB curriculum. Their diploma level courses, and they culminate at the end of the year with the submission of an internal assessment, so a design project that is uniquely a student's own, and a exam that they'll take during the May examination window for the IB program. So those happen and the end of the first or second year for HL or SL respectively. Additionally, students could pursue a kind of a design track in computer graphics 1 and 2, followed by either IB Design and Technology or Visual Arts as another option. So that's kind of looking at it from more of a traditional graphic design, print, and web-based approach, so kind of visual communication. All right, so kind of just to give you my philosophy, since if you're watching this, there's a good chance you or your student will be with me for a year, so I understand how I work. So this class, Design 1 and 2 specifically, are very project-based. IB is also project-based with a little more focus on written assessment, since that is part of the IB curriculum. But those project-based, the assignments, they really look at the idea of this design process that you see on the right here. So the idea of kind of inquiring and analyzing, developing an idea, creating a solution, and then evaluating that solution. So we kind of look at design as this fluid process. So students are presented with a challenge or a problem to solve, and then they have to kind of do the appropriate research, be iterative, so kind of think about multiple solutions to solve that problem. Kind of create a working prototype or a model that kind of explores kind of the framework of a solution, and then test that to see if it's effective. And you'll see that we really do use creative thinking and problem solving and all these things. So the assignments typically are not just a rote kind of copy exercise, but more of like a exercise in kind of thinking through kind of what makes something a successful solution. And we test that, and it's fluid, so we don't kind of just move in a linear fashion through a problem. We kind of move around kind of the design process freely as we need to kind of work through kind of coming up with a solution. So just to kind of touch on grading for a moment, in the Design 1 and Design 2 classes, we follow the MYP framework. So the students are graded on those 4 criteria, which are kind of the 4 segments of the design process. Each assignment is broken down into 1 or more summatives. Usually at the beginning of the year, it's 4 summatives per unit, 1 for each criterion. And those summatives kind of evaluate their ability to kind of, master that particular criterion in that assignment. So if it's criterion A, it's mastering the ability to kind of analyze and research the problem. Those are graded. Those are summative grades. So they're worth 80. Those criterion grades are 80% of the overall grade. We are on a year-long grade book, so the grades do kind of average out at the end of the year, not at the end of each quarter. So all summative grades average at the end of the year. And then the formative grades, 20%, those are typically warm-ups and kind of checks for understanding that we do in the classroom. They're usually pretty quick and easy. It might be like peer reviews. It might be reading an article and having kind of a free response to that article. But those are worth 20% of the grade. All right. Moving on, if we look at IB in design and technology, it is also a year-long grade, and it is also 80-20 summative, formative. The only major difference is some of the summatives in this will be written assessments. Since the students will sit for a written exam in May, we kind of emulate that. So I use summative assessment through the form of tests. Usually I'd say is about 2 tests per quarter, since we have about 6 major units of study we need to cover for the IB exam. So usually it's 1 in the first quarter, 2 second, 2 third, maybe 1 in the fourth, depending on kind of how the schedule is interrupted with things like snow days. But we'll typically take a couple tests, and then there'll also be summative assessments in the form of progress checks on, or kind of drafts of their internal assessment, as well as some projects that are their ability to demonstrate their mastery of a particular technical skill required to be successful on the IB evaluation. And then formatives they're very similar to formatives in the other programs. It's going to be a lot of like quizzes, quick checks on kind of technical tasks, and kind of peer reviews. So that's pretty much what I have for today. I'm looking forward to a great year working with you or your student in the design program here at Meridian High School. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. The email is here. It's georgek@fccps.org. And thanks for watching.